Hello everyone, welcome back to GSA 80% League. We've got Programmatic versus Psyched this time around. I'm Troy Athens, commentating for you for this race. So on the leaderboards here, we got Programmatic and Psyched. Is this match? I am dumb. I don't know how I forget these 10 seconds after I say them. Anyway, they are 10 points. I can do math quickly. 19 points apart, I think. I could do that. I'll just double check because I cannot think for some reason right now. 11 points apart. Okay. And they are on that match to contend for 8th place for the playoff spot. So this is a very important match right now. It could impact who we will be seeing in the playoffs or not. So with that, we should get into it. All right. Just looking into things, by the way. So the way the math works out, I'm just waiting a bit from the restreamer for some technical things, but the way it works out, the top 4 have actually now secured their spot in the playoffs. 479 is the amount of points the 9th person could get at most right now. So anyone above that has no chance of being removed. So that's the top 4 currently. Okay, so we should be starting off shortly, just waiting for these to be synced, finding the start points. And we're off, okay. So of course, just starting off in prologue. Nothing too drastic here. Okay, so both of these players, by the way, are very close, not only in the standings, but just in skill in general. Their average times so far have been, we got a 30, okay, so they're actually about a minute apart in finish times. 30:11 to 31:15, Psyched and Programmatic respectively there. But it's still totally possible for Programmatic to take this with given the best times and all the other stuff that can happen. They are still very close, and it could turn either way. Currently, we got both players in the same screens. Oh, Psyched was not able to get the corner boost, and one of the zippers he just grabbed onto the zipper, and it just went completely. You gotta wait completely until that zipper was reset, losing him a good chunk of time there. So with that, Programmatic is going to be able to finish out of Forsaken City first, getting what looks to be a 138 on that timer. Yep, 138 to the 139. So 1 second lead for Programmatic going to Chapter 2. Ooh, Programmatic trying for some really nice entrance momentum going on there with the reverse hyper. That's like, you know, not even trying for there, you see. So Programmatic going for some really advanced strats there. I haven't really seen that one being used a lot. Programmatic keeping the lead. Gonna be the first one to the battle and fight. Of course, you do have a bit of a timer desync, given that, you know, they started the chapters a bit differently, but it's a short chapter, so it won't be too hard to keep up here. Ooh, Psyched was not able to get the keys on the first try there, had to go back around and lost a bit of time from that. Yeah, it does appear that Psyched might have gotten the lead. But I think it might have evened out a little bit. No, Psyched still has the lead by a couple seconds. 3:14 into entering the awake section for Programmatic. And 3:11 for Psyched. Yeah, they're like going to be finishing out first. 3:30 to 3:33. So 3 to 4 seconds apart. It was like 3.5 if we want to get exact here. But we'll just call it 3 at the end of chapter 2. And I'll be going into the Celestial Resort, and we'll be going towards the actually more difficult chapters, the longer ones that actually can cause quite large gaps if certain things go wrong. Programmatic taking a bit of a slower approach to that lobby room, but went for the demo on that next screen, so that was cool to see. Okay, no major mistakes yet, both just flying through. Some good work. Programmatic tripping up a little bit there. Oh, and doing one of the newer strategies, able to pull it off too. Well done. That's a strategy that saves about like less than a second probably. I actually don't even know how much. But I have been seeing it demonstrated a lot lately, and it's a risky one to go for, because if you miss it, you don't. There isn't really a hugely good backup. Okay, so the first button press, we got 5:16 from Psyched. Ooh, Programmatic taking a death there. Looks like he just missed a wall grab. Programmatic keep going for the newly introduced strats in this chapter. A lot of some work has been gone into this chapter, as you can tell, and so I'm seeing these things. But Psyched is definitely still in the lead. They're out huge mess here. Somewhere in the range of 5 to 10 seconds for Psyched. Missed that corner boost on Zigzag. Yeah, about a 10-second lead for Psyched coming out of that third button press on the huge kind of section. Psyched now coming up onto the demo dash. The OG demo dash. Not going to be taking the checkpoint. And gets through in the first try. Well done for Psyched. Oh, missed the corner boost, but able to recover themselves. But still ending up dying. Just on the edge. Programmatic now coming up to onto their OG demo dash. He's going to be taking that checkpoint. And in the setup and first try. Definitely going a lot more careful on this next screen, but still ending up dying. I was not... He had a bit of a frame skip going on there, so I'm not sure exactly what occurred for him to die there, but a second one on that screen. And at the very end, Programmatic getting a very costly death on this screen. Losing a lot of time. Oh, going for that demo on that first one. That is crazy to be going for and risky, considering how late it is, and that explains why they died that second time. That screen. Psyched on the final screen of Oshiro while Programmatic has just started it. Psyched looking to be getting an 8:06 there at the end of chapter 3. 8:05. Okay, and Programmatic going to be getting 8:25, 8:26, so just about a 20-second gap between the two players with Psyched in the lead. Now into Chapter 4, with Psyched already messing up a little bit on some of the speed strats. Not dying anywhere, but definitely losing a good amount of the momentum, so not able to keep a good flow of things. Psyched now taking a death there, very early into the screen, so not a huge death, but it's still noticeable. Programmatic also having some trouble not being able to get any of these corner boosts or anything. Psyched going to be coming up on the first auto-scroller. Let's see what he goes for. Going to be going for the box, going to be taking the Ultra. It's like, yep, going for that Ultra, no problem. It's like nice with that bubble skip. Really tough. Programmatic now coming up on the second auto-scroller. Oh, sorry, on the first auto-scroller. Also going to be going for the Ultra. Psyched going to be approaching the second one. So this is the newer Ultra that we do. Relatively newer. Pulling it off. Nice top route there. Psyched. And entering cliff face at 10:06 for Psyched. Programmatic now working on that second auto-scroller. Oh, misses the Ultra! And that's the setup for this again, losing some time here as you have to wait for this block to get in position for yourself. Able to pull it off on the second try, but definitely lost a good amount of time, a good chunk of time from that. Psyched finishing out Chapter 4 now. Looking at a 10... providing 1040 entrance into cliff face. So with that, we're at 30 to 40 seconds now of a gap between the two players. Ooh, Programmatic trying to pause so that he could see if he had any way of saving himself, but could not find one, and taking the death at the beginning of that screen. Psyched now entering chapter 5. Good save from Programmatic there. Okay, Programmatic gonna be coming out of here with an 11:29. So yeah, that is just about a 40-second difference out of chapter 4. Psyched now setting up for the yeet. Is not able to get the corner boost at the end, unfortunately, and not going to be getting the backup strategy there, having to do one of the slowest routes on that screen. Not that large of a time loss, but it's still noticeable. Psyched having some trouble in 5A. Psyched gonna be finishing up now with 5A, getting a 1:17 there. Fairly good time, a bit below average, but worked well with what they had. Programmatic getting the button warp there. And setting up for the depth corner boost. Getting it! Yeah, able to get the corner boost. Oh no! They went a bit too far and were not able to recover it. Overshot the yeet. Programmatic taking a death as well. Later part, Psyched with the first try on that Bubs drop. Well done for him. Gonna be able to keep that lead very substantial. So Programmatic gonna be finishing out now. 5A, getting that looks to be a 124 on the tape on the return to map there. Psyched approaching the mirror. Programmatic just starting up 5B. Okay, Programmatic coming up on their Bubs drop. Oh! Not going to be able to make it on the first try. Taking themselves out of there. Going to be taking that 10-second time loss from that, putting them roughly a minute, putting them basically a minute exactly apart. Getting it on the second try, though. Not losing as much time as they really could. Multiple misses on Bubs drops have definitely been seen in runs. So we are only going to be seeing one. Of course, that is still pretty devastating, but it's not going to be the worst we've seen. Yeah, Psyched doing a very good job of getting through 5B right now. On the Impossible Room, just getting a 2-1x. Looking to be a low 2-2x here, which is pretty much, right around what you hope for in a 5B. You can get a bit faster, so people are able to get high 2-1x's, but it's like definitely gonna be happy with that one. Keep in mind, we are also going to be seeing 6B coming out from Psyched, as he is one of 2 runners that does this. So that could be a potential wild card for Psyched that could, could potentially lose him the race if he just completely, loses concentration and just can't make it through 6B as well as they normally can. Okay, Psyched going for the cassette now. Not able to get the as Programmatic is finishing up. On 5B, looking to be getting about a minute difference between the 2 players in this Chapter 6. Almost exactly a minute difference. So as we're working through this, and it's gonna be, you're gonna see runners working on different screens, completely different chapters. It's gonna be a bit harder to tell what's going on, but I will do my best to keep you guys in check, as it is my job as commentator. Psyched still very much in the lead, given that he started out this Chapter 6 run with a 1-minute lead. Now Psyched on the first couple screens, on the second screen now of the vertical falling section. This is kind of like the middle section of the chapter. As soon as this section ends, we will be right into the battle and fight for 6B, where the Programmatic is working through the hollows. So, I guess kind of like a parallel to this would actually kind of be after talking to Grandma in Chapter 6A. Maybe a little bit earlier, say maybe like halfway through hollows, I'd say. If both are done perfectly, like 10 seconds around, give or take 5 seconds from that estimate. Psyched now entering the battle and fight. Significantly harder battle and fight. Also, a 412 is a ridiculous 5B. That is a crazy 5B that I've never seen that before from anybody. Not even really anything that close. I believe we've seen Aurora Dash in a run, in a race, pull off maybe a 419. I'm not 100% on that. He definitely has pulled off like somewhere in the 420s. Programmatic now going for that battle and boost. Both of them are dealing with battle and fights. Like, nearly done with his, I believe has like a couple more screens. I'd say at least 3, maybe 4. Okay, now he's got 4 screens, I think, including this one. Maybe 3. I think it's 3, actually. Not thinking about it. So this is the second to last screen for 6B for Psyched right here. Looking to be getting potentially a high 4.2x to a low 4.3x. If they do the fastest strat for this final screen, which I'm not sure they know. Yep, not even going for it. Getting a 4.35 at the end. So 2023 on that timer for Psyched out of chapter 6 into Summit. Programmatic still having roughly, I'd say, a minute left of chapter 6. So yeah, Psyched is very good at doing the 6A, 6B combination. It's still not better than... He did not save time on the optimal 6A, but he did have a good run with it. Played very well with it. But this just shows just how tight it is. It is an extremely... It really does... You don't really have much leniency with it. Getting a good time, you know, like, just... You know, he's only... he's only like 12 seconds off of the IO record for 6B, and still not saving time on the best 6A. So it just shows how it just shows how risky of a strategy it is to go for it. But some players just are much more confident on 6B than the full 6A. So personally, it's saving time for them, but not overall compared to the rest of the league necessarily. Programmatic could be getting a 21.56, so that's like a minute and 20 seconds between the two players going into Summit. Psyched having a lot of trouble right now with this section in section in 1,000 meters. Now to have taken, I think, 3 or 4 deaths on that one screen. Okay, so with the timers only about 30 seconds apart, and Programmatic just taking a death in 0 meters there. It's like entering 1,500 meters, while Programmatic is got about 2 to 3 more screens in 0 meters. It's going to be looking like a pretty large deficit that Programmatic would have to make up, but we are just going to be rolling with it and seeing what these players could do in Summit. It's like working on that quad hyper room that has turned into much more than 4 hypers, but it's still... sorry, 4 ultras, but we're still going to call it 4 ultras in our hearts. So Psyched going to be out at 1,500 now on that alley-oop screen here. Ooh! Psyched not able to recover their dash on the cloud there. Taking a short death. Programmatic finishing up 500 meters. good top route from Psyched. Now going to be going for the blockless 2,000 meters. As he bounds under that terrain to skip that auto scroller. Skip. Able to pull it off on the first try. Programmatic taking a death on the same screen that Psyched had a lot of trouble with, but certainly not going to be taking as many deaths as Psyched saw on that screen. Okay, Psyched now going to be entering 2,500 meters. Ooh, Programmatic taking a death at the very end of 1,000 meters. Oh wow, both of them taking deaths here. A lot of problems. Programmatic going for the demo on the second one, on the second wall there. Was able to pull it off all those times, but ended up dying later in the screen, causing them to have to do it again and again, showing off their consistency on that very demo. It's like not going to be able to thread the needle on their first try. Programmatic nearly through 1,500 meters, just has 2 more screens to go. Programmatic having to wait out one of the cycles. Oh, Psyched taking a death at the very end of 2,500. Very common area to be taking a death, but still costly nonetheless. Very long screen. One of the longest in Summit, pretty much. In terms of ones that don't have checkpoints, you can, of course, you consider some screens in Summit to be longer, in 3,000 meters to be longer, but they have checkpoints, little flags here, that mark our respawn points when we die, instead of the start of the screen being our checkpoints. Programmatic going for the auto scroller skip here. Making it through, had a little bit of trouble with some dashes, with conserving dashes, but is able to make it through on their first try. It's like now working on the end of the downdraft section. Programmatic going to be finishing out 2,000 meters. Okay, and now as Programmatic is now going to be entering 2,500, Psyched is now dealing with the updraft section. Dealing with dreaded flag number 13. Programmatic pulling off key skip, finishing off 2,500 meters now. Just a few more screens in this section for Programmatic before they move on to their final 30 flags. Psyched has 6 flags left to do. Okay, Psyched now on flag number 2, looking to finish this out, getting that, securing that win. And potentially securing their playoff spot. Of course, mathematically not secured just yet, but Programmatic has would definitely have a hard battle to work through in order to have a chance in the playoffs. Like Psyched finishing it off with a 29:06.393. I am writing these down because I actually want to calculate them with stuff. Okay. Programmatic now working through flag number 20, going to be entering the updraft section shortly. Okay, Programmatic working through flag 13, finishing that one up. There's about a minute and a half left to go with the run. That's getting within a 5-minute gap in order to get getting any points here. 10-second of difference from this 29:06, losing them points. Programmatic now on the sixth flag. And now the final screen of Summit, the final 5 flags. Ooh, Programmatic taking a death on flag 3, having some trouble here. Ooh, having so much trouble on flag 3. This is such, a flag that people don't consider to be that difficult, but can have its nuances. And continues to have trouble here. Has taken around 5 deaths on just this one flag. 6 now. Okay, able to make it through that section, but still a little bit more to go. Okay, I'm hitting that marker on flag 2, and now nearly out of here. On that final flag for them. And going to be finishing it out with a 31:43. And from what I can calculate, pretty quickly using my handy dandy stat stuff, I got 15 points for Programmatic and 75 for Psyched. So Psyched still in 8th place after that. But it's definitely gonna be helping them out in securing their spots where they are. Programmatic definitely having quite a week ahead of him if he's going to be able to make it into the playoffs. So with that, we were going to be going into the intermission. We've got Archie Boy versus Marlon coming up in about 5 minutes, so stick around for that.